Good evening. Greetings, future Middletown High School families. I am so excited to have each and every one of you here this evening. My name is Lynette Williams, and I am the current executive principal at Middletown High School. And it is my distinct honor to welcome each and every one of you here tonight.
Muy buenas noches, bienvenidos con nosotros. Estamos muy emocionados de que ustedes estén aquí participando con nosotros. Tenemos aquí a la directora ejecutiva de la Escuela Superior, la señora Lynette Williams.
So with me tonight translating is Mrs. Annie Fogel.
Yo soy su intérprete en esta noche, yo soy Annie Fogel.
At this time, we will introduce our National Junior ROTC. For anyone that is coming to Middletown High School, I want you to know that the ROTC program is an amazing program. It affords our young people rich opportunities for scholarships and beyond high school. So if you are curious about NJROTC, please don't hesitate to pay attention to what's about to happen. And also we have our cadets in the lobby as well. So at this time, we will present the NJROTC Color Guard.
Así que queremos darle la bienvenida esta noche a nuestra asociación, es ROTC Junior Nacional, y es un programa donde le disponen muchísimas oportunidades para becas, al igual que muchas oportunidades postsecundaria para nuestros estudiantes. Así que si están pendientes y les gusta lo que ven, vamos ahora a presentarles a ello.
Time, please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you so much. So now we'll begin more details about tonight and what you really all came here for. I'll start by telling you a little bit about myself and welcoming our amazing administrators that are here tonight.
Y ahora vamos a continuar con la presentación para darle la información por la cual están aquí en esta noche. Vamos a presentarles obviamente la administración.
So a little bit about myself. My name is Lynette Williams. I am currently the executive principal here at Middletown High School. This is my 21st day here at Middletown High School. My history is such that I attended Clark Atlanta University. There I earned a bachelor's degree in psychology.
Un poquito de mí, mejor dicho de ella, ¿verdad? La señora Lynette Williams, ella es la directora ejecutiva de la Escuela Superior. Ella lleva con nosotros 21 días, así que hoy es su día número 21. Ella, un poquito de su vida o de su historial. Ella viene de Atlanta,
Yes.
Atlanta, Georgia, y ella estudió psicología.
Yes, and also a master's degree in school psychology and, school social work, and I'm also pursuing a PhD at SUNY-U Albany.
Entonces ella también adquirió su maestría en trabajo social y ahora está estudiando hacia su doctorado.
So I've been in education over 20 years as an administrator, but also as a teacher on the elementary as well as high school or secondary levels.
Así que ella ha estado en la educación por más de 20 años, no solamente como una administradora, sino también como maestra de escuela primaria, al igual que la intermedia y secundaria.
And my vision is simply to make sure that every single one of our scholars have the world-class education that they so richly deserve.
Y mi meta es que todos nuestros estudiantes reciban la mejor educación, ¿verdad?, posible para ellos asegurar su éxito.
But enough about me. I want to introduce my amazing team. So to my right, we have Mrs. Durr. This is our associate principal.
Entonces ya no más de mí. Suficiente de mí. Quiero presentarles a mi equipo excepcional y tenemos a la directora adjunta, la señora Durr.
She's my right hand, right foot, left foot, everything.
Ella es mi mano derecha, mi mano izquierda, mi pierna derecha, mi pierna izquierda, ella es mi todo.
We have Mrs. Coons, who is our instructional leader for humanities.
Tenemos a la señora Coons y ella es la líder instruccional para humanidades.
Miss Merchant, one of our house deans.
Tenemos a la señora Merchant, una de nuestras decanas de la casa.
Mr. Williams, he is our student support center dean.
Tenemos al señor Williams, él es el decano de apoyo estudiantil.
Mrs. Sheedy is one of our house deans as well.
La señora Sheeny es una de nuestras decanas de las casas.
And Mrs. Damis is one of our instructional leaders for world languages as well.
Y la señora Caraballo es nuestra líder instruccional para los idiomas mundiales.
So we're just going to tell you a little bit about what to expect when you get to the high school.
Ok, entonces ahora vamos a darle un poquito de información sobre lo que ustedes pueden esperar cuando entren a la superior.
Thank you so much. And if you need further information in Spanish, then we'll have Ms. Vogel here for the evening as well to translate in more detail.
Si necesitan más interpretación o más información, yo voy a estar disponible aquí el resto de la noche para servirles.
Thank you so much. And so we're just going to tell you a little bit about what to expect as far as credits and how it goes when you get to the high school. And then we're going to have the awesome opportunity to travel around the building in different stations so you get a hands-on experience of what our classes look like, our academies. We have some amazing opportunities for our scholars to get college credits when they graduate. Scholars can get 40, 50, 60 college credits before they even leave our high school. And we want every single scholar in this room taking part of those opportunities and getting those college credits. It's so important. So we're going to talk a little bit about the credit process and what you need to actually get a diploma and some of the resources that we have here in the building. And you're going to get a chance to actually meet people from our guidance department and see some of our classes. So Mrs. Coons is going to explain a little bit about the credits that you need in order to get a diploma. And then we're going to get up, get moving, and really see the awesomeness that the high school has to offer.
The biggest difference that you need to know between middle school and high school is that when you are in high school, you have to earn credits to go from 9th grade to 10th grade to 11th grade to 12th grade to graduation. That is the biggest difference between middle school and high school. So we are going to show you today some of the ways that you can earn those credits so you can get a diploma, so you can go off and chase your dreams. Every class you take is going to be either a half a credit if it's an every other day class, a half a credit if it's a half year class, or one full credit if it's a full year course. And we have a magic number we want to get to. Anyone know that magic number? 22! I wish I had a shirt to throw you. 22 credits is the magic number. You want to earn 22 credits, and you got to earn them a certain way. And then if you did all this math, you'll see it adds up to 22. You're going to have more than 22 opportunities to earn credits. So it's really important that you get these 22 out of the way so you can experience all the fun electives and cool courses that Middletown has to offer. Want to talk about Regents?
So, in addition to our credits, you also need to take and pass 5 required Regents exams. They are 1 English, 1 math, 1 science, 1 social studies, and you can also have a pathway, and our guidance department will be available tonight to answer any questions about the alternate pathways and all of the rich resources that we have for programming to make sure that your scholars are on the best path to success. Trust me, we have plenty of town halls where we go over this information, so they're going to know how many credits they have by the end of freshman year and how many they have when they walk across the stage 4 years from next September. Exciting. So by the end of 9th grade, you need 5.5 credits to be a sophomore. By the end of 10th grade, you need 11 credits to be a junior. To be a senior, you need 16.5. If you do the math, that's 5.5 credit opportunities every year. Your schedule can hold way more than that. College classes are free. They count as not only high school credit, but college credit. Most of our graduating seniors have already accumulated well over 50 college credits. So they basically have 2 years of college paid for before they leave our building. So one thing that we really want you to get out of tonight is to soak in all the resources and all the opportunities that you have available to you. And I know that the counselors came down and you guys met and you kind of sort of picked the classes that you want to take next year, and they're the requirements, and you have to take the math, English, science, and social studies. But we want you to see all the amazing opportunities that await you when you come on campus in the fall. And we cannot be more excited to welcome you in just a few short months.
One more important thing, and I'm sorry to be the one to burst the bubble. You may not opt out of Regents exams. I'm sorry, I know. You must take them, you must. There is no opting out. Super, super important. I'm sorry, I'm always the one to deliver the bad news around here. All right, so what we're gonna do today is you're gonna have an opportunity to see some of our academies. Joining an academy gives you a sense of belonging. You get to join a group. You get some opportunities to earn scholarships. And you get to have a lot of fun in our academy programs. You're going to get an opportunity today to see these academies and talk to some of the students and teachers who are in our academy programs.
So up at the high school, we're divided into 5 houses, and depending on your child's last name, will be their guidance counselor. So I'm just going to introduce my team really quick. So in house 1, we have Mr. St. Louis. The other half in house 1 hasn't been established yet. In house 2, we have Mr. Hipsman and Mrs. Garda. In house 3, you find myself and Mrs. Donahue. In house 4, we have Mr. Bernard and Miss Light. And then in house 5, we have Miss Sarvis and Mrs. Cutler. And then we're very fortunate this year to have 2 additional support counselors, Mrs. Gonzalez and Mrs. Saunders. They've been hired to primarily help with our students with disabilities. So luckily tonight you're going to get to walk around and see the inside of the building. And then when we have our 8th grade into 9th grade orientation at the end of August, the students will get to see a little bit more and meet some of their 9th grade teachers. And then they usually have a barbecue outside. So we went over this with your scholars when we went over to the middle school back in January. So I'm just going to touch on the requirements for graduation from high school. So when you come up to the high school and you pass a course, you'll get a credit. And then at the end of 4 years, you want to have 22 in order to graduate from high school. So if you look up at the slide, this is how it's broken down. 4 years of English, 4 years of social studies, 3 math, 3 science. Everyone has to take a foreign language, and we offer Spanish or French. Art or music, you could take a credit of each, a combination of both. Health, 2 credits of gym, which is gym every other day for 4 years, and then electives. So in the end, the magic number is 22. So what we focused on when we went to the middle school was the magic number 5.5. At the end of the 9th grade year, depending on the classes that your child is in, plus their electives, we just wanted them to know they needed to get 5.5 or more to get out of the 9th grade. So instead of focusing on 22, they just need to focus on 5.5 or more at the end of their 9th grade year to be able to move on to the following year. And then I know Regents exam is a word that's been thrown around, but with COVID, they've been canceled, but your child will also have to pass 5 required exams in order to graduate from the high school. Normally, all 9th graders will sit for algebra at the end of their 9th grade year, as well as a science exam, which is normally biology. For those of you that have scholars in the middle school already taking advanced courses, they're coming to us with some of those credits already. And then global, they'll take in 10th grade, and then US history and English in their 3rd year. We also just have varying different types of diplomas and pathways. My suggestion would always be to reach out to your child's counselor here at the high school so you guys can figure out what pathway works better for them. Just because everybody is going to get to that 22 credits or more at the end of their 4 years in different ways. So we also went over with them what a typical 9th grade schedule looks like. You can see everyone will take a period of English, a period of global, art or music, science. Science classes do come with an every other day lab. The importance of the lab is that there's a certain requirement that they need to meet in order to sit for the exam at the end of the year, which is that Regents exam that I mentioned. Lunch, everyone takes gym, a math class, and then you can see period 8 varies depending on your scholar's abilities and how they did on math testing, as well as teacher recommendations in the 8th grade. So they might have an academic intervention service for English or math. We also are offering a strategies for success class to our 9th graders. It gives them an extra half a credit, and it also helps them be successful in 9th grade to plan for 10, 11, and 12. And then foreign language if it fits. I know that Mr. Hipsman, who's also our track coach, wanted to talk a little bit about NCAA.
Yeah, so one of the services that we offer for athletes, and it starts in 9th grade, is NCAA Clearinghouse. If your student, son or daughter, is looking to possibly participate in college athletics, we got to start as 8th going into 9th. We have to start coming up with a sheet so that they know what classes they're in, so that they can have a certain number of core credits, a certain number of core GPA. I'm not going to bore you with all those numbers tonight, but we do offer 2 or 3 nights, NCAA nights, NCAA trainings a year. We'll do another one in the spring that 8th grade should be invited to. So if you are an athlete, the biggest thing I say is the parents reach out to the counselors and or have the student come in and see myself or their counselor and just say, hey, I'm looking to participate in college. That doesn't mean you're going to, all right? It just means that you're taking the steps towards, being cleared by the clearinghouse, okay? Any questions on that? Does everybody, NCAA Clearinghouse, that's the National Collegiate Athletic Association, and every high school student has to be cleared by them with a core GPA or in a matching test score, okay, to be able to accept scholarship money for Division I or Division II. All right, so, that's just something we want to start. We don't want to get into a situation where the student becomes a senior and they're short a math credit for, to accept a scholarship, okay? So we do offer those trainings, and then I do offer counseling with that for all students.
This is the Broadcasting Control Center. And again, next to us through those glass windows, that's our green room. This is a class that all of our scholars can take when they come to the high school, and it's only based on interest. So it's not like you have to have a prerequisite or certain grades. If you like what you see, you take the course. Our scholars actually use the equipment, they learn how to make short films, they learn how to do commercials, they learn the technical side of things, and they also do the producing and the journalism and the acting side of things. And what's great about it is that you can actually earn college credit while you're doing it. And then if it's something that you don't like, at least you didn't spend hundreds of thousands of dollars trying to figure that out later. So this is a huge opportunity. I don't know of another school that has this type of equipment. I've had people come and tell me, like, last week we had Channel 12 News come, and they were impressed by our studio. So definitely take advantage. This is a huge resource for our families and our scholars. And again, you can take it for free. So this is a great opportunity. I'm going to give everyone a chance to go into the green room in just a moment.
So one thing that we're building with this program, so since everyone here is in 8th grade, going to come up to the high school next year, Video Production 1 is the basis of this, and also Foundations of Media Arts. So it's really the technical side is what my class focuses on. So how to design, how to tell a story, and once you go through those electives, you'll move into this space, which is the broadcast media class. So here, we start developing skills not only on how to operate the camera, but how to work together as a team, right? So it's a lot of team building. Right now, we are partnering with the communication side, which I think Ms. Coots probably elaborated with you. So my students are really more of the technical side, and what's great is it's truly hands-on experience. It could prepare students for sportscasting on the sidelines, or maybe live streaming if you haven't checked out Mini TV. Currently, we're not on it, but next year we're building a senior, so I'll say upperclassmen, so junior, senior level live broadcasting class. So in broadcast, we are learning all those different things. We're learning ethics in terms of journalism and creating content, and just kind of focusing on the news for broadcast media production. And then, like I said, there's going to be a senior level part that brings in the journalism communications class and my production team to build a show that hopefully will be on YouTube every week. But this space is definitely one that I hope, you know, that your group, your cohort will have full capability and kind of have endless opportunities in this space. We've filmed theater production in here. Ms. Parisi's choreography class we've filmed in here. We've done blood drive promos for student council. We're really trying to fill the space and to use it to the best of its capabilities.
One of the things that I love to ask incoming high school students is ask yourself if what you're doing today is getting you closer to where you want to be tomorrow. Yes. So what you are doing now is going to make an impact later. So is biomedical sciences for you? Do you want to go into the medical field? Can you read a procedure, follow it, and be able to report on it? Can you think and work independently to complete tasks and conduct experiments? Are you willing to work with others in order to accomplish a specific goal, even if you don't get to pick your own partner? And can you focus and work in a collaborative environment in order to meet assignment deadlines? If so, we might be your fit. And if not, that's fine. We'll even host you for a year. And then you can go on and try something else. And that is the benefit of high school. You don't have to stay. You can go try out different things. All right, because biomedical sciences is 4 courses. So you can start this either your freshman year or your sophomore year. If you start your sophomore year, you'll level up your senior year, and that is very common. So don't freak out if you don't get in your freshman year. You can definitely start at your sophomore year. That is really schedule driven. What does your schedule look like? What are the classes that you're taking? And how does it fit into what we're offering? So there's principles of biomedical sciences, human body systems, medical interventions, and biomedical innovations. Another benefit of these is that for each one of these courses, you can earn free college credits, and all of them as long as you meet the course and testing requirements for Missouri Science and Technology, which is the college we go through. So you could get 12 college credits for biomedical sciences, in addition to what you can earn in SUPA. So that is something to keep in mind too. So some highlights of what we learn. In the first year, Principles of Biomedical Sciences, some of the things they do is like CSI, forensic studies. So you start off with a crime scene. So you actually do hair analysis, fingerprint analysis, blood splatter. Yep. You talk about the cardiovascular system. You get to do a sheep heart dissection and learn all about blood and the circulatory system. You learn how to draw blood. And I don't mean paper and pencil, I mean real syringes and phlebotomy arms where you learn how to do, like a phlebotomist, if you had to go in and get blood work done. You will actually learn how to do that, yes. The other thing that you learn about on the opposite side of that is how to stop a bleed. So how to tourniquet correctly, how to apply pressure so that way you still keep blood flow, so that way say a person does not lose a limb or something to that extent. And these are the highlights, you're gonna learn more. In human body systems, this is where you learn about the systems of the human body in great detail, including dissection. We do a lot of dissection in this class, including brain. Cali, Ms. Harkins, who is videoing in from our classroom, which is on the opposite side of the building, has a cow eye that you guys are going to see in a minute. Yeah. That's the one that's over to the right, too. You also do forensic anthropology. So if you've ever seen in TV shows where they find a skeleton and they look at it, they take some measurements and they're like, okay, this is, this age, this gender, this race. That is what you're going to learn in HBS, along with creating mannequins, which is in the top right, and we'll let Mrs. Harkins, who has them upstairs, explain that a little bit more. In medical interventions, year 3, this is really where we learn about DNA a lot, like a lot. We also do this through cancer research and through outbreaks and what to do in a meningitis kind of a situation in a college campus. Through this, we have Mike Smith, who is the 17-year-old who was diagnosed with cancer. We learn all about cancer diagnostics. So how did they diagnose his cancer and how did they type his cancer and find out what medications and chemotherapy he would respond to the best. Unfortunately, Mike doesn't respond to his chemotherapy and needs his arm amputated. So then we learn about prosthetics, and we actually create a prosthetic arm in class. We also learn about pea glow bacteria, which is when we actually insert a glowing jellyfish gene into a bacteria, we make it glow, and we do this all in the classroom. And that's to show how they make like human insulin and other drugs that we use pretty much every day. And then we also do surgical training, such as laparoscopic, so the ones where you go in and you just get like a few tiny small incisions. So we do that along with the flip side of suturing. So we actually teach how to do stitches. And finally, we have biomedical innovations. This is our capstone course. It is a lot of projects, independent and collaborative. So one of the things that the students who are over there are doing right now is designing their own emergency department. So they've analyzed 3 things that they want to fix in an emergency department, and they are creating like the best emergency department. And they can either use computer-aided design, or maybe some of them are making it with foam board, making up blueprints, and some of them are doing it on Minecraft and Sims. So those are options too. Some of the things that we do outside of the classroom, we do the Teal Pumpkin Project, which raises awareness for food allergies. One of our former students and alumni of the Biomed program passed away due to his food allergy his freshman year of college. So we have a memorial scholarship in his name, and we use the Teal Pumpkin Project to draw attention to it and to also raise money for his scholarship. We also have STEM Night. Has anybody gone to STEM Night? Yeah. STEM Night's fun.
What is that?
STEM Night is normally in May, and you come in here and you get to play with everything that people have done over the years.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. It's a lot of fun. We've also also taken field trips to the Liberty Science Center, where we were able to talk to doctors who do things like end-stage heart dissection, heart transplants. So that's pretty fun. Hopefully we get to start those up soon. And then because you've worked so hard, you get your own separate graduation in addition to your normal graduation. And you get these stoles, which designates that you are a Biomed Academy graduate. All right, now we're gonna go on and virtually go upstairs and meet Mrs. Harkins. There she is.
Oh.
She didn't see you, by the way.
Hi guys, I'm Harkins up here in the Biomed room in 364, clear across the building and up 4 floors. So just a couple things that we have going on in our classroom. I'm, hanging out with my 2 friends here. This is Clyde. He is our resident skeleton. He is real, and he is rocking his mask, being, safe, wearing it properly. This is his partner in crime, Bonnie, and she is also rocking her personal protective equipment. A lot of equipment here that is used throughout the program. There's so much more stuff up here, but obviously want to, get stuff as close to you guys as possible so that you can see it. Some of the things that Ms. Brunel mentioned, they learn about suturing. Here's a suture kit that they can use as part of the program. They learn about blood typing, urinalysis. Here's some equipment for that. They learn in the first year about EKGs and blood pressure and vital signs. So here's some equipment that actually works with our computers so that they can learn how to read those. Ms. Brunel mentioned prosthetic arm. Here is an example of prosthetic arm that was built by one of our students who graduated not that long ago. But functional prosthetic arm. One of the things Ms. Brunel mentioned was looking at things like genetics. So here is an example of a lab that they just recently did, which is a DNA microarray or a microchip. And this is actually how it's done when you send your DNA off to like Ancestry or 23andMe. I'm currently having my dog's DNA analyzed so that we can figure out what breed she is. And they use the exact same technology that they learned about in the classroom. Really fun stuff, dissections. Here is one of the specimens that gets dissected throughout the year. It is the cow eye. It's one of the best dissections ever. We learn a lot about the eye structure. We also learn about vision. So you can see behind me there are some eye charts here as well. They learn about how to assess their own visual perception. They also, here is an example of an emergency department that was built by some former students. Like Ms. Brunel mentioned, you actually have like real little beds and bathrooms and all kinds of good stuff, pediatrics, urgent care, non-urgent, ER. Forensic anthropology is one of the things that was mentioned by one of the students. They use bones, and by taking specific measurements, you can figure out things like gender and ethnicity and approximate age of a bone, and use that to try to solve a missing persons case. We do things with bacteria, so we work with petri dishes. We grow bacteria, we grow yeast, we make bacteria glow. We also use other equipment that's related to genetics. These are micropipetters when you're working with really tiny volumes. And then, as Ms. Brunel mentioned, our mannequins. These are have some of the organs built on them. We're about halfway through the year. So we have the digestive system, we have the brain, we have some other stuff going on. And by the end of the year, they have something from pretty much every body system. Okay? And I could go on forever showing you guys all the equipment up here, so I hope that you guys get a good sampling of the kind of stuff that we have up here in the Biomed room. All right, thank you, Ms. Harkins.
is Sylvia Marin, and I am a 2014 graduate. I studied at Mount St. Mary College, where I received a public relations degree and a minor in journalism. I am currently the social media specialist and public relations specialist at BBG&G Integrated Marketing, where I handle strategy, implementation, and outreach for several clients in the Hudson Valley, as well as for ourselves. Having the opportunity to take the Syracuse courses really gave me the leg up going into college, and as a result, I was able to take several different courses while in school, and as a result, I was able to find the right path for me, which was public relations. I'm really thankful for this opportunity, and I hope that several other students in the area will have this opportunity to really be able to leave high school with a couple courses under their belt and really have that chance to explore as well in a college. Thank you.
Hi everyone, my name's Ashley Murphy. I graduated from Middletown High School's Biomed program in 2016. I then went on to graduate from City Orange's nursing program, their registered nurse program, in 2019. Since then, I've done surgical oncology, medical surgical nursing, and cardiology nursing. I'm currently at Garnet Health Medical Center working as a medical surgical tele nurse, which is basically general floor with cardiac care. So I'm also planning on starting my NP, my family nurse practitioner program at the Mount this summer to become a primary care provider. I really enjoyed the biomed program in high school because I felt like it exposed us to different areas of the medical field. I really didn't know what I wanted to do in high school specifically. I just knew I wanted to go into medical. So this program helped me explore different career paths and find something that I felt I would really enjoy. And I really enjoy being a nurse. I love being a nurse. I love helping people. And I felt like the biomed program prepared me a lot for my nursing classes when I did my undergrad. For example, we did a lot of cardiology material in the biomed program. And by the time I got to the cardiology part in my nursing program, I already felt prepared and I felt comfortable with it. Probably more comfortable than some of my peers who weren't exposed to that kind of material yet. My favorite part of the biomed program was the biomedical innovations and diving into research, because it was something that I was able to work with the biomed program and the sports medicine program at the high school to study concussion injury prevention in high school football players. We did it with our high school football team there, where we used these high-tech mouth guards to track the force of impact during games. And it was an amazing experience. We learned how to conduct a research project, how to present it, present a project, put it on a special board. And I was actually able to present this information to the Board of Education and the Middletown community. So that was a really special and unique experience the biomed program gave me while I was in high school. And now in nursing, we do a lot of research, and I plan to do more research in the future when I get my nurse practitioner. So I would advise anyone that's interested in the medical field to go into the biomed program. Even if you don't end up going into the medical program when you graduate from high school, you'll still benefit from many of the things the biomed program offers. And I think it's just such a unique experience that not a lot of high school students get. And I wish this program was in more high schools for more students to get this kind of exposure early on to help them figure out what they want to do after they graduate high school.
Hello, my name is Anthony Damasio, MHS Class of 2016 alumni and Biomedical Science alumni. You have to forgive my appearance. I'm a little rough and unkempt. I'm in the middle of finals week in my second year of vet school, so I'm very stressed. But I just want to take a few moments to kind of tell whomever it is watching this and share my story of how biomed has kind of helped me get to where I am today. Whether it had been the support that Mrs. Harkins or Mrs. Brunel had given me, or anything that I may have learned in one of the 4 classes that we take in that program, it gives a foundation that I built upon in undergrad and grad school, and it's largely the reason why I am where I am today. In undergrad, I was able to focus more time on building my resume, doing more extracurricular things, organizational things, because while my peers were worrying about learning, something new in the whole biology field, I kind of already knew it. Where I had somewhat of a foundation from biomed, I had that edge over my peers, so I was able to devote more time into doing more social things and excelling in other areas, which was a big reason why I got accepted where I am now, was because of how strong my resume was. And now, even in grad school, in vet school, there are things that we're learning. Granted, it's a much deeper level, and that's to be expected. But a lot of the things that we're learning now, I've already had been introduced to almost 5-6 years ago now, when I was in high school. It feels so weird to say. Time flies, so definitely enjoy every moment that you have from now until you're my age. But yeah, biomed, man, it changed my life. It definitely set me on a course that I haven't strayed from. And if I wasn't in biomed in high school, I probably would have went a different route in life. Not to say that it's a good thing or a bad thing, but I'm pretty happy with where I am now. And I am one of the biggest advocates for both Mrs. Brunel, Mrs. Harkins, and the PLTW program.
Hi, my name is Dulari Patel. I'm a 2014 MHS graduate. After graduating from Middletown High School, I attended SUNY Binghamton, where I got a degree in biomedical engineering as well as being pre-med. And after that, I was able to come back home to Middletown, where I currently attend Turner College of Osteopathic Medicine. I'm currently a 4th-year medical student, hopefully to graduate in this upcoming May of 2022. With intentions to become an emergency medicine physician. I remember when super classes were offered my senior year, they were offered for free, I believe, for the first time, and I couldn't help but take the opportunity. And I remember as we finished, I had almost like 30 credits going into college, which I think is amazing. When with that, I was able to get a lot of my prerequisites out of the way. I know as pre-med, there's a lot of science classes I have to take, and just having at least 1 or 2 of them done, I remember I was really able to decrease my workload and really hone in on those classes and do well. Things were a lot less overwhelming, and I think that was great. And on top of that, I think just having those credits, it kind of also gives you the opportunity to explore in college and try to figure out what you really want to do, because no one really knows what they want to do coming straight from high school. So I think that was also a really great thing that kind of came out of taking these super classes. And because of that, I remember in Binghamton, I was able to do a major change. I was able to change from biology to biomedical engineering, and I didn't feel like I was falling behind, and that's mainly because I had a lot of those classes done prior to going into Binghamton. And on top of that, I think having these super classes was something that was really unique to MHS. I remember talking to a lot of family friends and friends in general from surrounding towns, and they never knew what super was. Their high schools only really offered AP classes, and I always remember just always having to explain to them that it's really just like college classes that you get from Syracuse University. At the end of the day, when you are transferring these credits, it's pretty much a credit from Syracuse University, and they always thought that was really cool too. But yeah, I think having these super classes is really something really cool and unique to Middletown High School, and I hope future classes really get the opportunity to really take these classes too. Thank you.
I'm Spencer Hogan, Middletown High School class of 2016. After high school graduation, I attended Marist College, majoring in finance and economics. Some of my defining experiences at Marist I owe to the leg up I had on my peers because of opportunities in Middletown, like Syracuse University Project Advanced classes I took and my participation in Middletown's Academy of Finance. The rigor in those SUPA classes taught by incredible Middletown faculty meant I was able to hit the ground running at Marist, take on a second major, and take a semester off during my junior year to serve as a White House intern in the Office of the Senior Advisor to the President. As a Marist senior, the Middletown part of my story became a key piece of my message to prospective employers. The defining SUPA course experiences in Middletown did more than simply cover some prerequisites before I started college. These classes tackled advanced topics and sharpened my skills in writing, discourse and debate, and much of the quantitative analysis I'm doing these days. There is a direct thread for me from the classrooms in Middletown to the West Wing, to my career as a strategy consultant at Accenture. These days, I'm working to tackle supply chain issues with clients including the Office of the U.S. Secretary of Defense. I'm grateful for the fact that at Middletown High School, I was able to distinguish myself through SUPA, which I still think is an absolute home run program for taking Middletown's talent and putting them on a fast track to national competitiveness. I'm grateful I could take part in programs like the Academy of Finance at Middletown High School, which helped provide clarity in my career goals early on. And lastly, I'm grateful to have learned from educators who I feel are still rooting for me coming up on 6 years later.
Hi, I'm Jessica McCary, a graduate of Middletown High School class of 2014. During my time at Middletown, I was a student athlete. I also participated in the PLTW, Biomedical, and SUPA programs. Each has helped me grow into the person I am today. The Biomedical program promoted my interest in science, while the SUPA program prepared me for college coursework. I graduated Middletown with almost a full year of college credits, all of which were accepted by SUNY Buffalo State College. I attended Buffalo State from 2014 to 2018 and earned a degree in forensic chemistry. If it wasn't for the opportunities at MHS, I would not have been able to arrange my class schedule to also complete 2 minors in forensic anthropology and criminal justice. I'm grateful for the prominent programs and educators at Middletown High School. They have provided me a strong educational foundation and led me to become a forensic scientist for the New York State Police. Once a MIDI, always a MIDI. Thank you.